Hey, what's going on everyone? I appreciate y'all coming here and checking out this Fallout 76 video. I am so excited to be bringing this to the Fallout community because I know this is going to genuinely help a lot of players out. This is a comprehensive guide over how to get through every section of the raid. After watching this completely, you're going to understand how to do every part way better. And I also give a ton of bonus tips for each part as well. Good weapons to be using, good perk cards to be using, good armor to be using. Like I said, this is a very comprehensive, detailed guide over how to get through it. So yeah, if you find this enjoyable, consider leaving a like, guys. That would be greatly appreciated. And heck, if you want even a comment too, that would help with the algorithm, as well as watching the video. Watch time does also help with getting this pushed out to more people. That way this is able to reach more players to help them out. If we could, let's see if we can get this video to surpass 1,000 likes. There is a lot of work put into this, and I think we can surpass that like goal. I know we are going to be getting new and returning players, especially around when the Fallout TV show second season comes out, so I figured making this now would be really beneficial. I'm going to be as informative as I can with each part. Feel free to use the timestamps on the video if you want to skip to certain parts that you're needing help with. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into all of this. First off, let's just go ahead and get into why the raid is worth it to do. You're going to be able to get 4-star legendary modifications. You have a random chance at getting these to drop once completing each section of the raid. There's tons of different 4-star legendary mods that you can get. And keep in mind, you can also learn how to craft these 4 stars as well. Next up are the weapons. Speaking of learning how to craft 4-star legendary mods, you can learn how to craft the 4-star weapons that you can get from the raid. Most of the time you're just going to be getting the weapons itself. As you can see, here's one of the weapons you can get, the boiling point, a unique flamethrower. Here's another unique weapon you can get, the cauterizer. Here's another, drill fist. Here's another, the flatliner. Each of these are pretty powerful too. Feel free to pause it if you want to read all the effects on them. But yeah, this is the flatliner. Next up here we got the lickety split. You can also get this. Here's the resolved breaker. You can also get this. And you can also get this, the Ultracite Terror Sword, a very powerful poison weapon. And lastly we have the Valkyrie. So there's quite a bit of 4-star legendary weapons you can get from this. And keep in mind, you can also learn how to craft these too. You can find the plans for these. And the reason why that's crucial to know is because, well, once you get the plan, you can just make a bunch of the 4-star legendary weapons and break them down in hopes to learn how to craft the 4-star legendary mods. That way you can just craft the legendary mods and put them on whatever weapon or armor you're wanting to put them on. Anyways, also, you can get the Vulcan power armor. As you can see, here's what it looks like. And you can learn how to craft the Vulcan power armor too. You can get the plans to craft each piece, like the right arm, left leg, right leg, etc. Or you can just find each of the pieces while playing through. That's what I did. I just played through and I eventually found them all. I also know how to craft them too, but when I was first going through the raid, I was just in search of just collecting all of the pieces. And then I just put them on an empty power armor chassis that I had. Also, there's tons of modifications you can get too for this specific power armor as well, from the raid specifically, like the calibrated shocks, the jetpack, etc. You want to be on the lookout for when grinding the raid to just make this power armor even more powerful. As you can see, if you do have the full set, it will give you a plus 25% action point regeneration rate and plus 25% fusion core duration. So this is an excellent power armor, and overall the damage resistance is just insane. This is an extremely powerful power armor to be playing with. If you're a power armor kind of guy, dude, you're going to love this power armor, trust me. Also, there's going to be some unique camp plans that you'll unlock too by going through each section. As you can see here, you'll get this statue here, the EN06 Guardian, this statue here, the tunnel boring drill, this statue here, the Epsilon squad, this statue here of the Ultragenetic Stalker, and this statue here of the final boss, the Ultracite Terror. So yeah, each section comes with a unique statue that you can unlock. There's 5 parts to the raid, and as you can see, there's 5 different statues here. You can also get this generator as well from the raid. It's the Ultracite generator. And yeah, this thing is huge. A few other things that you can get, such as the Epsilon squad armor paint job plan, and there's also even the Enclave's secret operative under armor. And this is tradable. All the other stuff though from the raid isn't tradable. So yeah, that makes it even more rare because you have to get it yourself. Someone can't just give you it. And of course there is way more than just that, such as you get loads of XP for doing it, loads of ammunition, loads of junk, loads of aid items such as stems. I mean, it really stocks you up on everything you need. going through it. And the further you're in it, the more you get from it. Like for example, when you take out the final boss, you get way more experience compared to taking out the first boss, the EN06 Robotic Guardian. So it just benefits you all around grinding the raid. Like it's one of the fastest ways to level up in the game if you can grind it efficiently, which you should be able to after watching this video. Yeah, starting off here with the first one, EN06 Guardian. Alright guys, so for this first section against EN06, this giant robot that will appear in the center here, there's quite a few tips to get past this part if you are struggling. First off, when you do start by pressing this button, the robot will spawn in the center. And you will have time to go down here and destroy these mainframes. When you go near this door right here, it'll open up and you'll be able to destroy the mainframes. Destroy all of these and then just run back out over here, and that will short circuit EN06 so it'll do damage over time. That will cause the Guardian to take damage over time. And keep in mind there are 4 mainframes that you have to destroy to cause the short circuiting. So what I'm about to show you is a slow run, because not everyone can just take out the robot really quickly. I'm going to show you what you have to do if you don't take it out fast enough. You're going to have to run to a specific area when the room heats up, because if you don't, you're going to die. No matter how tanky you are, if you're stuck in this room right here when the room is heating up, you're going to die. You got to run to these red doors. One of these doors will be opened when it states the room is heating up. One of these doors right here, and you just run into them and just chill here, and you can keep attacking the robot while you are waiting for it to shut. I'd recommend to just run to the door immediately with your team, and a good way to get your team to follow you and find it, as soon as you find the spot you got to go, just pull up an emote real quick. Doesn't matter which one, I just pulled up the follow one, but yeah, pull up an emote real quick to let others know where you just went so they can get to safety too.
Attention citizens.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start this first section here, and I'll show you how it's done. Once again, we're going to take it out slowly, so just in case you don't take it out fast. This guide is meant for everyone, so if you're a newer raider, you're watching the perfect video right now to help you out. I'm trying to be as comprehensive as I can going through this. Alright, now when you got your whole team here, just press the button, obviously, and as soon as you press the button, you want to run down here to the center, and we're going to be taking out, once again, these mainframes I was mentioning to you about. You'll know when you take it out because it'll stop showing damage numbers and it'll start smoking. Boom. There's a few of them. Okay, they're all destroyed. As you can see, it states the Guardian is short-circuiting. So now, what you want to do is make sure you're all on not the same side, because the goal is to shoot the back of the Guardian. So be separated from your team. So when it focuses on you, like for instance, right now it's focused on Yoda Bite and Miss Talon, I'm able to shoot the back of the robot to take down the shield. Now when you take down the shield, you can just unload on it. But the goal is not to kill it. I'm not going to kill it on purpose this round, but you can take it out in the first round. You can beat it before the room heats up. But I want to show you how to do it. Also, if you're having trouble like just living here, just spam stems too. As you can see here, Yoda is saying follow me. So the room is over there. That's the safety right here. Got to get in there before the door closes. If you don't, well, you're gonna die. No matter how tanky you are, you're gonna die. So Yoda was a great teammate right there. Let me know where to go to get safe. Now when you get out, the Ultragenetic shield system is going to be back up, so separate from your team. You guys are going to be gathered up at first when coming out. So I'm a little separated from my team. Now, whenever it focuses on me, my team will be able to shoot the back of it. Basically, you're acting as a team to do damage to it. And voila! That's basically how you take on the first encounter. And also be sure to use the walls, of course, obviously, to dodge attacks and stuff like that. And yeah, that's how you do the first encounter. Now let's go ahead and get into some bonus tips if you are struggling at this part, such as good armor to use, good weapons to use, and good perk cards to use. Okay, so let's start with the armor. If you are having trouble surviving with the EN06 Guardian, it just keeps taking you out, look for troubleshooters armor. You can craft troubleshooters and put it on your armor pieces, or if you're not able to craft troubleshooters modifications to put it on your armor pieces, you can just randomly find them. You want to just stock up on troubleshooters armor, because what troubleshooters does, it makes it so you take less damage from robots, as you can see here. So the more pieces of this that you have, the less damage the Guardian robot is going to be doing to you. So you'll be able to tank its attacks. This armor set is of course perfect for this first encounter here. Also, I suggest using any kind of energy weapons. Energy weapons do great damage against robots because it has great armor penetration. Like for example, Holy Fire, which this is a unique flamethrower that you can find from the Beasts of Burden event. Yes, in case you didn't know, flamethrowers do energy damage. And you don't have to technically be using the Holy Fire. Any kind of flamethrower would be beneficial, especially if it has the Vampire's effect on it. The Vampire's effect will heal you over time when you are attacking an enemy. So you'll be able to keep your health up even more by using a Vampire's energy weapon. So yeah, Holy Fire is a great one. You can, or any kind of flamethrower. You get the Holy Fire unique weapon from the Beast of Burden public event. Or you may have a buddy that might have the Holy Fire or something that would be willing to trade with you. I also suggest slapping on the Pyromaniac 4-star legendary effect whenever you get it from the raid. You get tons of good 4-star legendary effects from doing the raid. So if you ever end up getting this, or you have someone that might have it, definitely slap it on your Holy Fire. Pyromaniac helps it do even more damage. Of course, the effect isn't a requirement though. It's just something extra beneficial to have on your flamethrower. Also, some other good ones would be the Gauss minigun, which you can sometimes get from Minerva, or you can get it from the Raiders if you have your Raider reputation high enough. But sometimes Minerva will be selling it when she randomly comes around. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for Gauss minigun, because dude, the Gauss minigun is going to help you throughout the entire raid. So will the Pepper Shaker. Honestly, it just all depends on your builds, but these are 3 weapons that I would suggest using. A Vampire's Flamethrower will help you pretty much throughout the whole entire raid, up until the final boss against the snake. The Pepper Shaker and Gauss minigun will help you throughout the whole entire raid, including the final boss. Make sure also you do modify your Pepper Shaker to have the plasma magazine, so you're doing energy damage. Also, for the Gauss minigun, I suggest getting the Penta barrel modification on it, as well as the Tesla coil capacitor. Keep in mind you can get these also from Minerva potentially, or if you have your Raider reputation high enough, you can get them from the Robotic Raider Gold Bullion Trader. And as for the Pepper Shaker, this one's easier to get your hands on because the Pepper Shaker is craftable. You do learn the plan to craft it from Graham's Meat Week, which is a limited time event that comes around in the game. So you could find another player easily to trade it with you, because they could just craft it for you. Keep in mind though, the Gauss minigun isn't tradable. So that's the reason why the Pepper Shaker could be easier for you to get your hands on rather than the Gauss minigun. And as for the modifications though, to modify it, you can find the Pepper Shaker mods from all of the gold bullion vendors, such as the Raiders, the Settlers, and Regs at Vault 79. So keep that in mind if you're wanting to modify it with that plasma magazine. Also, another thing I would suggest is make sure your weapon has the crippling legendary effect, which gives plus 50% limb damage, because the limb damage just helps even more against the boss fights, not just with this one specifically. So yeah, those are some pointers over some weapons I suggest. Just be on the lookout for energy weapons, basically. Those help a lot, especially with the limb damage effect once again, because that'll make you do even more damage. And as for the perk cards, a couple perk cards that I'd recommend if you don't have them also is Center Masochist. This will make it so you do plus 75% range damage when attacking the torso. Also, Ricochet is a huge one that will help you a lot. Make sure you put this one on as well. And also, this will help you a lot too. This legendary perk card specifically, taking one for the team, will make it so enemies take, damage over time when they attack you, if you're on a team. Which more than likely, you will be on a team when going through a raid. Obviously, the higher you have this legendary perk card, the more damage enemies will take over time. Right now at 1 star, they'll take 10% more damage. Hopefully that helps out. Now let's get into the next one. The next one is probably the most tedious and trickiest one, just because, well, it does require 2 people. You could do EN06 by yourself. I mean, you could maybe do this by yourself, if you like have some duped fuel canisters or something that's going around right now, you could have like fuel canisters in your miscellaneous section or something. But this is pretty much impossible to do by yourself because you're going to have to defend the drill as well. And yeah, also after you take out EN06, of course, just dismantle some of the things you got or save it. You know, you don't want to have too much in your inventory because you want to be able to run at this next part. So a few pointers at this next part. First off, I have to recommend this. If you can, if you are able to, and you have it, you definitely want to put a electrician's modification on a weapon that reloads every time you shoot it. I'm using a crossbow for an example here. This is a great example because this reloads every time you shoot it. A dragon would be a little slower reload. I don't recommend a dragon or a blunderbuss. This is probably the best option. So every time I shoot this, it will reload. And as you can see, since I have that electrician's legendary effect on, it makes it so when reloading, it emits a shockwave that stuns nearby targets for 3 seconds. This makes it super, super easy to defend at this area. Some players have problems defending at this area and require like 2 people to stay back sometimes. But with this electrician's legendary effect, dude, guys, you'll easily be able to do it. It doesn't matter what other effects you have on your crossbow. Preferably you would want to get swift though, so you would keep reloading quick. Because basically the whole thing about this is just stunning the targets. It's not really about killing them. You're just stunning them over and over and over again. I do have swift on here, which makes it so my reload speed is sped up a little bit. But yeah, electricians, it's a 4-star legendary effect, and you get that from the raid. You may have someone on that you know on your friends list you could possibly get it from. But don't worry, if you don't have the electrician's modification, you could still do this part. It's still possible. The electrician's modification with the crossbow is basically like a cheese dough for this area. Makes it way easier. You know, in the past, we used to be able to heal the drill with friendly fire. We used to be able to just shoot the drill to heal it, but we can't do that no more. But this is a little cheese you can do. And I don't think the developers are going to patch this out because this is actually, you know, utilizing gameplay mechanics that they've added in the game. So yeah, I recommend whoever's defending to just hop on top of this box here and just be aware of your surroundings. If you don't have the crossbow, once again, just keep vatsing or make sure you're just aware of what's around. And taking out the enemies, especially those mole rats that just come after the drill and blow themselves up. Those do the most damage against the drill, but they're really easy to take out. So keep your eye out for them. So here's how this part is done. There's going to be 3 runners, usually 3 runners. You may have to have 2 runners. It all depends. Depends on how powerful you are or if you had that electrician's legendary effect. Honestly, now that I think about it, a cryo weapon as well was suggested to me to use here too. That wouldn't be a bad choice because it does slow down the enemies and makes them you know, shoot slower, so they're not doing as much damage over time. So if you have some kind of good cryo weapon, that could also help. But yeah, once you start this, you're going to have to go running around in the tunnels searching for fuel canisters. And there's going to be a mole miner that will attack you and kill you in 1 hit. I'm going to first show you how it looks like defending with the crossbow, but next run that I do through the raid, I'll be a runner and I'll go through the tunnels and just show you what it feels like running through and looking for these specifically. And you can only carry 1 of these at a time. And once you find one, you're going to have to bring it all the way back here and drop it in this container here. And keep in mind, the mole miners out there are ultragenetic mole miners, and they will kill you in 1 hit. Doesn't matter how tanky you are. You'll die in 1 hit, no matter what. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and press the button, and my runners are going to run, and I'm just going to be staying here defending. So while I am defending, I guess I could talk a little bit more about what to use. As you just saw there, though, when I reloaded, bam, shock blast, bam, shock blast, bam, shock blast. And yeah, just stem up to if I get a little low or something, or if I take damage. But yeah, you just keep shock blasting every time you reload with that electrician's legendary effect. And this makes defending so easy. But if you have like a cryo grenade launcher or something as well, that could be really beneficial here. I mean, think about it. That blast radius could slow down a lot of targets at once. And you may have to use 2 defenders and 2 runners. Honestly, 1 runner could do this. And by runner, I mean the guy who's going around searching for the fuel canisters. As you see there, Yoda did get taken out. He got hit by the Ultragenetic mole miner. like I mentioned, once you get hit by that guy, you are a goner. Doesn't matter how powerful you are. So you got to be cautious. I also recommend while you are running to be in third person, because that way you can see around more. You know, you can see around the tunnels, the areas a little better, so you know what you're coming across before you may come across. You know, you can like see around a corner before turning that corner, because sometimes that mole miner could be like right around that corner, and as soon as you just turn it, bam, you get punched right in the kisser. You know, that could happen. So yeah, keep that in mind. The whole goal of this section is to power the drill right here. Once that drill is powered up, we'll be able to, you know, progress to the next section. But it needs enough fuel to be powered up. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And as you can see, the drill hasn't taken much damage at all, because I have Electrician's legendary effect, shocking the targets over and over and preventing them from attacking. It's stunning them. It depends on how efficient your build is against these mole miners. If you're able to just hold your own by yourself, defending, then yeah, you be the one defender and have 3 others run. If you have someone on your team that can just defend by themselves, it's more efficient to have 3 runners, because you get that drill fueled faster, so you can get to the next section. I'm out of ammo. Whoops. Okay, I'm back. Can't believe that just happened. And bada bing, bada boom. We got that part done. If you do end up running out of ammo like I just did there at the end, just quickly go down to a mole miner and just XX. You know, hurry up and just loot all, so you can stock back up on those arrows. I typically just come in there with around 200 or so, and that typically lasts. That typically, you know, goes all the way through. 2 perk cards that I also suggest at this part to save you from the Ultragenetic mole miner is the EMT perk card. I don't have it on currently, but it is a great perk card to have at this part. I'll go ahead and show you. It can save your life. It can give you a second life. EMT. Automatically revive down teammates once every 3 minutes and grant them increased healing for 1 minute. This is a great one to have. Also, squad maneuvers. Makes it so you run faster when you're part of the team. Those are some good perk cards to have on during this part. Now, before we carry on to the next part by going through this tunnel that the drill just made by powering it up, I want to show you what it looks like as a runner. You just seen what it looks like as a defender and what you're supposed to be doing. Now I'm going to show you what you're supposed to do as a runner. I'll also be showing you a map that you can utilize as well. Feel free to just screenshot this or take a picture of it with your phone, because it could come in handy at this part if you have it on hand ready to use for you. Yeah, you want to watch out for that mole miner there. He will kill you in 1 hit. And there's more than just one, as you can see there, around. They are tricky. So, as you just saw, I found a fuel canister and picked it up. Keep in mind, you can only pick up 1 at a time. Now I gotta try to make my way back to the area where the drill's at and drop off the fuel in that container, which is the one that I was standing above while defending. Some people like to focus on left side first and then make their way over to right, or focus on right side first, make their way over to left. It really all depends. I just kind of just keep going in and just, you know, running basically where I don't see the mole miners that will take me out in 1 hit. I just try to stay clear from them. So they kind of like point me in the direction of where I should run. So yeah, I just got another fuel canister and I'm running back to that container to drop this off to fuel up the drill more. And that's how it works. I will also suggest, if you are able to, maybe highlight sometimes the Ultragenetic mole miner so your team is aware of where they are at around in the tunnels. Yeah, those green mole miners, once again, will 1-hit you. So obviously just avoid them as much as possible. You can jump over them and juke them out and stuff. But yeah, that's the gist of how to do this part. And as you can see, there was a really detailed map of this area that you can utilize. This was made from Duchess Flame. The red markers indicate where the fuel canisters are, and of course the green is the tunnel systems. And you can see where the drill is as well, because she wrote drill. So that's the area where you got to run back to. So yeah, you can use this to help you navigate around to find all of the fuel canisters easily. So there you have it. That's how you do this part. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next section of the raid. This next section is, it can be tricky depending on, you know, how many people you're working with and how powerful your builds are. the tankiest guy will be the first one that comes out. And he's pretty annoying because he's close quarters and he will chase you everywhere. I'd recommend everyone to focus fire on Bloodhound first, which would be this guy that steps out. Try to get him out of the way first, and then this guy, he's the second most powerful. He has a sniper rifle that does some heavy damage. Honestly, once he steps out, you want to be really careful. I'd honestly recommend to just try to focus up on this one because he can, take you out pretty easily. The guy with the chainsaw or whatever, the close quarter combat Bloodhound here, he's pretty easy to dodge. Like, you can just jump up here while he's chasing you and then just jump down here. He has to chase you everywhere because he has a close quarter weapon. He's, as long as you're just staying moving and staying stemmed up, you should be okay. Just keep the high ground, keep moving, and focus fire on this one. Now, there should be at least one person looking around for the generators that are going bad too. The reason why is because once the generators are repaired by these repair bots that are floating around here, that will make these power armor guys invincible. We have to have each of these generators destroyed to even do damage to any of these power armor people here. So there's going to be one generator here that we'll have to destroy, as you just saw. It's this thing right here. Super easy to destroy, but it's pretty annoying how easy they are to be repaired too while you're in combat with these power armor dudes. Another generator is over here at A, so pretty simple to know where things are at. You can call it out, A, B, or C. And then another one is over at B. B's upstairs though. A and C is on the lower level. B is on the upper level, and it's kind of blocked, so you have to like run back here. B is probably one of the most annoying ones to get to, if I had a preference. So yeah, you just have to keep those destroyed. Now, what you want to do is have your team set up, like call out, so you have someone go A, someone go B, someone go C. So they're ready to destroy those generators as soon as we press this button here. If you don't have enough players on your team, as soon as you press this button, you either go to A or C. One person should be at B because that's furthest away from the button presser. So yeah, Yoda can go ahead and go to A, Talon will go to C, and Dino's already set up at B. Alright, everyone's in position. Now, if they don't have mics or something, you can just say thumbs up when ready, or you can just ask them, you guys ready? And yeah, so let's go ahead. I'm about to press the button in 3, 2, 1, guys. Once I press it, just destroy the generators. So 3, 2, 1, pressing it. Alright, destroy the generators.
System access restored.
So as you can see, when they destroy the generators, they'll turn red. So that's how you know if something's repaired. It will light up white if something gets repaired. Bloodhound came out here, and I have some really helpful teammates, let's just say that much. But yeah, Lynx will come out next. Lynx is over here. This one is easy, personally. He's the most easiest. He just has this cryo grenade launcher. This guy is the most annoying. He has a sniper rifle that will do some serious damage to you. Vulture. But once again, I have I have a great squad here, so we're able to take those out really easily. But there will also be repair bots floating around at this area that will repair those generators that we just destroyed in the beginning. And if those repair bots repair the generators, or repair a generator, they become invincible again. All three have to be destroyed to do damage to any of these power armor guys. You know what, I'll just go through this again and show you what I'm talking about next time around. We'll just take out the Epsilon squad a little slower, just so you can see the repair bots in action, so you get the point. And keep in mind, the repair bots are only going to be repairing 2 generators at a time. It'll be a random 2 generators. They'll repair those over and over again, and they'll leave one out. So that's how you can kind of get the gist of what they will be repairing. One will always be left out. You can shoot the repair bots before they get over to it if you want. But as you can see, A just got repaired, and you can see it just turned white light again over here instead of red. That means the repair bots are over here, and they repaired the generator. So you guys just gotta destroy the generator again, as well as the repair bots. And then you'll be able to do damage to the enemy. But as you see, he's still immune because C is being repaired now. Yoda just took out the repair bots at C, and now we can officially do damage to Bloodhound again. So that's how you do this part. You just gotta keep the generators destroyed to do damage to the power armor guys over time. Really, the power armor guys with the guns are the easiest to take out, and I recommend taking them out before taking out Bloodhound if you are having trouble at this part. Because Bloodhound's pretty simple to dodge. He just chases you down with a close-quartered weapon, so you just keep jumping around, and you can dodge him pretty easily. Alright, so for this next section, it's actually really easy once you have a specific weapon, or weapons I should say. You don't have to have just one specific weapon, but once you have a good weapon that works for this part, it's a breeze. Because technically you don't have to do damage to the actual enemies by shooting at them. The way you do damage to the enemies is just by destroying the crystals. If you're more organized and more planned out for this section, it's a breeze. And I'm about to be showing y'all what I mean. I'm going to show you the method to make this part really easy. What we're going to do first is focus on the Ultragenetic mole miner that comes out of this tunnel here. He's one of the first creatures that we see at this part. And what we want to do is, while he comes out, destroy the crystals, the little crystals specifically, while he's chasing us. So we destroy some crystals, run away, turn around, destroy these little crystals, run away, and keep that up until that Ultragenetic mole miner dies from the little crystals. That's the goal. Then we're going to gather up a load of mobs, because those other mobs won't one-hit us, around big crystals. We're going to come to this one first and just gather up a bunch of the mobs that will spawn here. And then we'll head over here and gather up more of the mobs and destroy this crystal. And then we'll go into the other side and gather up more of the mob and destroy this crystal. And that should end it. It's literally that simple. Now, like I was mentioning before, you want to make sure you have a solid weapon for this part, though, to destroy the crystals efficiently. The weapon I'm using right now is probably one of your best bets, but you don't have to have this specific one. The reason why this is a good one is because of the beam splitter modification. Basically, any weapon that can be modified with the beam splitter, as you can see there at the bottom right, if you modify any of the laser weapons with a beam splitter, it's really, really effective at this part. Also, quad is just a bonus because you'll be able to take out more of the crystals before having to reload. Like I mentioned before, it's not about damaging the creatures by shooting at them specifically. We just gotta blow up crystals. Also, another good weapon would be like a shotgun, you know, with that kind of blast. Or Holy Fire actually works pretty well here. And if you have the Pyromaniac 4-star, that also makes the Holy Fire even more effective. Yeah, the Holy Fire can also be pretty handy here. But overall, I would definitely recommend any kind of laser weapon with the beam splitter. It doesn't even have to have any legendary effects on it. As long as you just have that beam splitter, it's going to do the job that it needs to do. Anyways, also another pointer here before I go ahead and get started with this section. Get familiar with the area if this is your first time here. Like, look around a little bit, get familiar with the area, because you're going to do some running. You're going to run from here, and you're going to basically do a big square. You're going to go this way, go down, and then go up. You don't have to go in those corners. You just go down, and then go up. And you're going to go to the other side, and then you're going to go down, and then you're going to go up over here. Rinse and repeat that. And you should kill the Ultragenetic mole miner if you did hit enough crystals, like right around here. If not, don't worry. There's some extra ones over here. There's plenty of little crystals that you can lead the Ultragenetic mole miner to take them out. But he should, if everything goes smooth, die like right around here. Also, another pointer I will say, there will be some poison that will be happening at this area. I definitely recommend, if you are having problems with the poison, to put on Funky Duds. As you can see here. This gives you poison damage resistance. And this is also good against the snake, too, which is after this section. Helps you survive longer against the snake boss. But I'll get into that more once we get past this part. Right now, I'm waiting for my other teammates to get here so they don't miss out. What I'm going to have my teammates do is actually just wipe from the mole miner. I'm going to have them die just so things go more smooth and the mobs don't follow others. The mob just continues to follow me so I can just get this part done smoothly. This can be done with multiple, don't get me wrong, but things just go more smooth if you have one person that knows what to do by themselves. You can do this with 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter if everyone knows what to do, but everyone here knows what to do, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I want to show you that it is possible by yourself, no problem. You don't have to stress it if you're the last one living, like, oh my gosh guys, what am I going to do? You can still take this part on easily. Just make sure you stay stemmed up, keep healing. because there is a lot of poison gas that happens here. And just dodge the enemies, because the crystals do all the work. Okay, so I'm going to have these guys get taken out from the mole miner that'll come out of here once we press this button. So here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1, action. Here it goes. So the Ultragenetic mole miner will come out to play now. This is when we start focusing on the crystals, and we'll also just let it take out our teammates too, just so things go more smooth, so the mobs aren't distracted on all of our teammates. If all of our teammates though just want to travel with us and run with us to focus on the little crystals, hey, they can do that. If they know the setup of this, yeah, let them tag along. It doesn't matter, but make sure you all are running organized together, not all separated in different areas, because that will just make the mobs go to certain areas and be distracted, and this is less fluent to complete. Don't get me wrong, you can still complete it, but it's just faster and more efficient doing it this way because things go more smooth and it's more organized. And it's as simple as that, guys. All I'm doing is just making a big square around the area and getting this mole miner to follow me, and I'm just shooting these little crystals while it's following me to do damage to it over time. And then I save the big crystals for last. I'll let the mobs gather up on me because this Ultragenetic mole miner will be taken out by then. And this is the only creature here that will be able to one-hit you. So you can just let the mobs pile up on you easy because, you know, you can just keep stimming and letting them attack you. And you don't have to worry about them one-hitting you to take you out. Alright, I missed a few, but that's alright. Just backtrack. Oh, he died. Okay. I didn't realize. Yeah, there he died right there. Typically he'll die like right around there, or yeah, right around this area. Now what we want to do is lead the mobs to this big crystal here. So just keep stimming and dodging, of course, in this vicinity. We're going to get quite a bit of the mobs to gather up at this area. We saved the big crystals for last because we can just chill around them without having to worry about getting one hit, and just gather a bunch of the mobs up to do a good amount of damage to the Ultragenetic Horde. As you can see, some of them are starting to gather here. I basically wait for the gulper, really. Once you see that gulper and whatnot, now we will destroy it and watch how much damage right there. Bam. Now from this one, we're going to head over here to this big crystal, and we're going to wait for the Horde to gather up on us over here. Once again, keep stimming up because there's that poison gas that is affecting you. You can hop a little bit, jetpack a little bit. Poison gas is on the ground. Try to prevent some damage from happening. But don't stand on top of the crystal. I don't recommend that, because sometimes the mob gets confused when gathering. Yeah, we're just waiting for some more of the mobs. Here comes some. Come on. Okay, this is good enough. And bam! So that did quite a bit of damage right there. Now we're going to lead more of them over to this big crystal right over here. Sometimes the death claw can get stuck on this railing. Perfect. It doesn't matter if he's stuck. If you destroy the crystal, he will still be affected by this one. Has a pretty big damage radius there. Oh, unfortunately, it looks like we might have missed one. Typically, that's when this section would end. One's hiding somewhere. Oh, it's a freaking mole rat. Typically, the section would end right there. I just didn't gather all the mobs right. Good enough. But that should do it. Oh, wow. One more little crystal. Didn't go super smooth this time. But that is the gist. Hopefully that gets the point across of what you got to do. And voila. There you go. That's how you get past that part. And keep in mind, if you or your teammates are dead during a certain part of the raid and you end up completing it, you all still get the same amount of XP, and you still get the same kind of rewards as you would if you completed it while being alive. So don't worry if you are taken out. This next one is the giant snake. So you want to be really prepared for this one, obviously. The snake can be extremely powerful. So before we go and fight the snake, some pointers I wanted to throw out. For one, if you have a teammate that's crossing over on these rocks, don't start the event because your teammate will die. These rocks will disappear. That's one important one that seems to happen often. But if you go and start it early too, it will pull your teammates over here, so you know you can see them right there. If I start the event, it will pull them already over to this area, so they won't die. They'll just be spawned to the snake bite. Now, some pointers to use against the snake. For one, Funky Duds is really helpful because the snake, you know, does poison damage, lots of it. Also, you will notice that the snake does shout. When the snake shouts, you can jump to dodge it. The shouts push you back, but if you're jumping while the shouts are happening, that will help you not get pushed off the edge into the lava. You can jump over those shouts, or you know, use a jetpack to fly over those shouts because they only reach a certain radius. Also, another thing is to spam stems. That's really the secret to this fight. Just have a bunch of stems on you and keep spamming them. I mean, seriously, that is it makes it so much easier. I mean, it's kind of like rifle. Really, you're just telling me to just keep healing. Yeah, literally, that's what I'm saying. That is an actual helpful tip to keep you living here. Just keep spamming it, especially during the poison part. Keep those stems ready and spammed. You can just stand still and just keep spamming it if you have enough stems to use, that is. I'm sure you're with someone that probably has loads of stems in general. Stems are plentiful in the Wasteland, especially when you're doing the raids. You're going to keep getting loads and loads of stems. Of course, power armor will help you be more tanky too, or if you have some armor pieces that have poison resistance on them, that could also be beneficial if you're not really a power armor user. Also, be sure to focus up on the tail if you're not doing a lot of damage over time to the snake and you're not killing it super fast. A tail will spawn, and make sure you take that out. Now let's go ahead and just start the fight and just give you an example of what it seems like in action. I mean, we could kill this really quick, but we're going to kill it a little slower just to show you what to do. Also, be sure to be aiming for its head. And you can bats its eyes and stuff too. But yeah, shoot its head. That is its weak point. Also, before starting a fight, if you want, pop some buffs. I didn't in this fight. As you see, Ultra Terror Tail just spawned. And my teammate just highlighted it to let us know where it's at. And there's also poison damage happening. That's when the stem spamming comes in handy. See how my health is staying up? No worries. And if you have it, and you have maybe a teammate that has Team Medic or something, have them share it. That way you all are just, you know, spamming stems for each other too, if someone's a little slower on the spam stem. The stem spam. The spam, stem, stem, spam, spam, stem, stem, spam. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And EMT perk card also would be helpful. Once again, we could kill this way faster, but we're just trying to show you an example. There he is shouting. We're getting knocked back. Jump over those shouts. And now he's spitting that poison. You see that? This is when you want to start spamming the stems. Just spam the stems. Oh, Talon. Oh no, they got taken out. But yeah, just spam the stems here. And that's how you live that part. And now we'll go ahead and just finish the snake. A Furious weapon definitely does great against the snake, but so does Cryo. Cryo is super effective against the snake. It actually makes the snake super slow. So if you have a Cryo weapon, you know, maybe use that. Have one person with Cryo weapon to help slow down the snake. Or you just use that Cryo weapon and you hop swap back to your main weapon. You could do something like that too. Maybe even vampires would be helpful. If you're having trouble keeping your health up, vampires could also be helpful. Or a medic's weapon. But there you have it. A comprehensive guide over how to get through the raid. Hopefully some of these pointers in here were new to you and this does help you. I tried to be as comprehensive as I could during each part. So hopefully something in here does help you out and you're able to get through the raid. And now you know some more knowledge. What I shared with you guys was things that genuinely helped me. So I hope they genuinely do help you out. I'm out of here though. As always, most importantly, appreciate y'all taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.